Here we go. Julius Caesar, Civil War. Book 1, Chapter 16. Recepto Firmo. These are ablatives. Firmum is a place situated between Auximum and Asculum, and Recepto means retaken. So he's retaken Firmo, qui, and he's expulsod Lentulus, and so he's driven away Lentulus. And we get Caesar here talking about himself in the third person as the nominative. So Caesar, a conquery, so this is a infinitive. There's an inquiry to the soldiers, so he's inquiring amongst his soldiers at qui ab eo, who had discesseranted, who had deserted ab eo from Lentulo. Lentulo is this ab eo, he's the subject that people deserted. So Caesar's asked his soldiers who had deserted Lentulus, another qui, and delectum institui ubit. And so he ordered another recruitment to be started, to be organised. Ipsi, so Caesar himself, unum diem, one day in the accusative, ibi is the adverb for there, re, frumentaria, double genitive, causa, here's the reason, causa and gratia go behind the genitives. So, amoratus, this is a delay, this is past passive when it goes with Caesar. So moratus ipsi, so Caesar himself had a delay, unum diem of one day, ibi there, causa for the sake of the ray, the matter of grain. So he was organising grain. Corfinium, this is an accusative proper noun, so he contended, which means he hastened. So he hurried to Confinium after this moratus, after this delay. Okay, eo cum venisset, so start off with cum, when he had come, eo there, or to there, when he'd got there. This is Caesar. Cohorts, five cohorts, praemissae. Cohorts is plural, missae is plural. They're in agreement with their gender. Missae means sent, prae means in front. So there had been 5 cohorts, praemissid, sent in front from Domitus, ex oppido, from the town. This would be the town Corfinium, which we had just gone to. And they were interruptabanting, they were breaking up in the imperfect, apontem, the bridge, fluminis, of the river. So a bridge at the river, you might want to say. Qui, which bridge I'm guessing, or which group of people, erat were, ab oppido, from the town. Here we have ex oppido, so he'd send people out of the town, and this ab is going with oppido again, which was milia passum, which is miles. Circita means around, it's a preposition 3. So, this bridge over the river, which was about 3 miles from the town, and he found them interruptabanting it, breaking it up. Ibi, so there, cum anti-cursoribus, cursors are people who are running, and anti means in front, so these are the front lines running people, Caesaris of Caesar. So there, we might want to say with these forerunners of Caesar's, prolio commissar, they say there was a committed battle here, they committed the battle, calito means quickly, domitano, these were the people who belonged to him, is probably the best way of putting it. So Domitius's men met the forerunners of Caesar's, and they quickly committed to battle. Repulsi, so Domitiani, repulsi, these were repulsed, sent back a ponte from the bridge. Say, this would be themselves, into the town. In with accusative means towards or into, and so they recaperanted, say, into oppidum. So they took themselves, when they were repulsed, into the town. Caesar, legionibus transductus. Caesar, in the ablative here, we have, when these legions had crossed across, probably the bridge, which was they were trying to interruptabant, and he constited, which here means he halted, ad oppidum, just about at the town, and juxta murum castra posvited. So he placed his castra, his camp, up against the murum, against the wall, from where we get the word mural, meaning wall. So he placed his camp outside the wall ad oppidum at the town. Re cognita, well, this thing's known, Domitius, our nominative, ad Pompeium, pretty simple, to Pompey in Apulia, this is the place where he's at. So, to Pompey in Apulio, peritos, it's plural accusative, this means experienced men, and what they're experiencing we'll find. Experienced regionum, of the region. So, Domitus to Pompeii in Apulia, experienced men of the region, proposito magno premio. Premium is a reward, so magno premium is a great reward. Was proposed to them for their that they would earn. Cum literis, with a letter, mitted. So this is what's happening. Domitus, he knew these things, re cognita, and he mitted. He sent with a letter, experienced of the region, people experienced in the region, promising them a great amount of money, qui, who, petant. They would seek at qui and orin and beg, ut, that, qui ut, that they would, sibi, it's a dative, subveniat them, which mean they would come and help them, sibi, themselves. So we'll have a daily dictionary of the participle from propone, proposito, which was declared or proposed that there would be a great amount of reward for them. So it was set forth, declared. Anyway, Caesarum, this is in the letter, as you can tell from the colon there. So Caesar, duobus exercitibus, with 2 armies, and locorum angustis, and with the narrowness, or Augustus is the narrowness, locorum of the place, facili, easily, posse, is able, intercludi, to be shut off, and prohibitare frumento. And this is prohibited, taking the dative, and prohibited from grain, or he'd be cut off, intercluded, and he would be shut off from his grain. This is a reported speech, which is why we have infinitives. Quod nisi fecerit, which, unless fecerit he did this, or because unless he did this, say himself, cohortes qui, and his cohorts, amplius 30, which is more than 30 cohorts, another qui, and a magnum numerum senatorum, and a great number of senators, atqui, and into the genitive still, equitum Romanorum. And these are the Knights of Rome, Roman Knights, which is a social order which is important. So there's a great number of senators and Roman Knights in periculum esse venturum. Venturum esse is a future, which means they were coming into danger in the accusative, still in the report. Interum sua. So meanwhile, suas cohortis is a past passive, having encouraged suos, his own people, is the best way of putting that. Tormenta in muris disponit. So this means he placed down torment engines in muris, on the walls. In with the ablative means in or on, like if you say in the table, it means on the table. So torment engines to be on the walls. Curtus qui and cui qui. So we have the dative cui means to each person, we're probably meaning here. Certain parts, curtus parts, ad custodium urbis attributed. So he placed his torment engines on the wall, and he attributed to cui, to certain people, certain parts of the wall for the guardianship of the city, custodiam urbis. Militibus, so with his soldiers or to his soldiers, in contione, in an assembly, agros, this is plural accusative, fields, ex suis possessions, from his own possessions, policitable. He promised to his soldiers in an assembly land from his own possessions, quaterna in singulos jugera. So in singulos means to each single person, it would be allocated a quaterna jugera. This is a measurement of land, which is equivalent to 36 acres, though who can tell if it's true or not. And pro rata means the same in English, pro rata parte, centurionibus evocatus. So evocated, which means he spoke up about this, and he was still promising them to the centurions, which are officers, and evocatus is actually, he's recalled these people, so they'd be re-enlisted people, pro rata part, so more than what the average person gets. Interim, again, meanwhile, Nuntiator Caesare. It was announced to Caesar, this dative, Salmonsians, these are townspeople of Salmo, quod oppidum, which is a town, an oppidum, from Confinium, 7 millium intervallo abest. Abest means away, 7 milliums is 7 miles. So this town is at an interval away from Confinius, 7 miles. Cupare, ea facere. This is with a desire, facere, to do, quae, which things valet Caesar wanted. But by Q Lucretio Senator, so there's a Senator Q Lucretius, I'm guessing his name is, and another person, Attius, at this locative, Pelignus, is that the name of it? Pelignum. So there was an Attius who was an inhabitant of Peligium who were prohibiting this. Quae id opidum, which this town, these people, that's a plural quae. So the Senator Lucretius and Atticus, who are tenebanting, they're holding this town, Idiopodum, with 7 cohortium, with 7 cohorts as a garrison. This could be a dative, or but they're holding the town with a garrison of 7 cohorts. Mitit, so Caesar sent Eo 2 there, which would be Solmo. Mark Antony, cum legionis 13 cohortibus 5. So he sent Mark Antony here with 5 cohorts, legionibus, from the 13th legion. The Solmoneses, these people, simul at the same time, simulacqui, which basically means as soon as, if you put them together. Signa nostra, this is our standards, viderunt. So the Salmonese, as soon as they saw viderunt our standards, the portas aperiwanted. So the gates opened, universiqui and universal, which means all of them. This will be a plural. Et opidanae et milites. This et construction means both the opidana, which is the townspeople, going with the I from the universi. So universally the townspeople and the soldiers, the milites. Obviam, which is a word for meaning, could be an adverb. We have a present participle plural. So again, we take the I and the es here, so we know that these people plural, coming to congratulate Antonius. This is Mark Antony. So they were greeting him, exerunt, means they come out from the town. See here, they've opened up the gates, and universally they exerunted. They exited from the town, townspeople and soldiers, congratulating, obviam, meeting with Antony. Lucretius and Attius, that's the senator and the other fellow, de muro se disjecerunted. So they threw se themselves, de muro, down from the wall. They jumped down from the wall. Attius deductus, led, that's past passive, ad Antony. So Attius being led to Anthony, he petited ut. He sought that, mitterentor, that he be sent, that's passive, to Caesar, ad Caesarem. So Antonius, Mark Antony, cum cohorts, with his cohorts, and Attio, another ablative. So cum, cohorts, and Attio. So Anthony with his cohorts and Atticus, eodem, on the same day, quo, in which Profectus he had set out, he reverterated. So with his cohorts on the same day of which he had set out, he returned with his cohorts and Atticus. Caesar, eas cohortes, that's a demonstrative pronoun. So Caesar, these cohorts, which are female in Latin, cum exercer, these cohorts he conjuxated. So he joined these cohorts, cum suo exercido, with his own army. And qui Attius dismissed in column and safely. So Attius in column are appositions. Caesar, nominative, primus debus, in his first days, ablative, castra, the camp, magnus operibus munere, which munere means to fortify his camp with great works, magnus operae, and ex finitimus municipals from the nearby municipal towns, frumentum grain comportere, to import or carry grain from nearby towns, reliqua copias, and the remaining forces, the remaining copias, expectorate, to wait for institute. Institute means he decided this and what he's building. So Caesar, during his first days, he decided, instituit, taking the infinitive, to build his camp with great earthworks and to comportere, to import grain from the nearby towns, and to expectorate, to wait for his remaining forces. Eo, to there or to him, triduo, in 3 days, Legion 13, the 13th legion in the nominative, veneted ad eum, they came to him, cohorts qui, and cohorts from Novus Gallia dialectibus, Novus and Delectabus taking this preposition. So from the new recruitments, Gallia at Gaul or in Gaul, 22. Okay, so this will be so this will be going with the first lot. So 22 cohorts from new recruitments, qui and equites, and knights from King Norico, around 300, 300. Quorum of who adventu. So in the arrival quorum of them, altera castra, another camp, ad alterum, to the other, partem, which means side, to the other side, oppidae, genitive, of the town, eponided. So he placed alter castra, another camp on the other side of the town. Here's castra, so this camp, prefecit. So he put pre in charge, curio, taking the dative to this camp, these camps. It's actually a plural meaning a single. Reliquis debus, in the remaining days, the oppidum, the town, with Vallo, qui and Castellus, so with ramparts and outposts, little castles, instituted, so he decided or he instituted this, that he would circummunere, means to fortify around the oppidum, around the town with ramparts and little forts. Cuis operis maxima parte, cuis is of which the maximum part, the greatest part, genitive of the work, effecta, which means it's been done, completed, it's in the female. So the greatest part of this work had been done. Iodem ferre temporare. Ferre means almost, so sometimes they have an M in the middle, so it's fermi. Around the same time, missae o Pompeii reverted. So those who were sent by Pompey are reversed. They went back to Pompeii, I'm guessing.